Let's solve for this integral problem here. So integration by substitution. This is the integral of 3 square root of x plus 4x divided by square root of x to the third power plus x to the second power dx. So the first thing we want to do is that if this problem here agrees with this format. So this one is integral of u prime of x over u of x dx. So that means the top expression, the numerator, is the derivative of the bottom expression. That's what it means, and that's what we're going to have to test. So we take the denominator now and then work it out. So find the derivative of it. So let's go. So we have square root of x to the third plus x to the second power. Okay, but first thing we got to do better, because we're dealing with square root here, is to rewrite the problem with exponents. So this is the same thing as having x power 3 over 2 plus x to the second power. And now we can find the derivative of it. And to find the derivative of it, so this one will be 3 over 2, okay, times, so we have x here, 3 over 2 minus 1 plus 2x, because the derivative of x squared is 2x, right? So now let's finish it. So we have 3 over 2, then x, 3 over 2 minus 1 is what? Is 1 over 2, okay? You take 1 from 1.5, you get half left, right? So plus 2x. Now we're going to finish this one by converting back into radicals, right? So it's 3 over 2 times square root of x plus 2x. Now, does it look like this one here? Not quite. But can we do something to make it look like that? Yes. And in this case, it's all about multiplying the whole expression by 2. So when we multiply the whole expression by 2, 2 out, you end up with 3 square root of x plus 4x. Now it looks like that one. So that means we have to make an adjustment, to the original problem before we continue. And that adjustment is, so we're going to multiply, so we're going to have 2 then, integral of, so the top expression will be multiplied by a half. Because when we multiply this by, a half, then that will become the derivative of this one here, okay? So let's go for it. So then this one would then be half times 3 square root of x plus 4x, okay? And that is over square root of x to the third power plus x to the second power dx, okay? So that means what? When you multiply 2 by half, it will be crossed out, and then you have this problem back. We all see what just happened? Okay? Because remember, when you take the derivative of this one, what do you get? You get this. Okay? Which is when you multiply a half by that expression there. So now we can go ahead and then do the u, right? So the u is going to be square root of x to the third power plus x to the second power. And then now we can find the derivative of u with regard to x. So we did it before, and then what do we end up with? We end up with this one here. So that would give us what? 3 over 2 x power, or square root of x, then plus 2x, right? And then dx is going to give us what? So dx then, so we can draw dx out of it. So dx is going to be then du over this whole thing. So that's 3 over 2 square root of x plus 2x. So that would be that whole expression there. So once we get this now, we can go back in here and then replace whatever we have. So that means what? So that means if we take this one here now, okay, then we take it in. So this would give us what? So this would give us, so this would be equal to, so we have 2 times the integral of, so the top expression is half, okay? So the top expression is half times 3 square root of x plus 4x, right? Over the bottom expression is square root of x to the third power plus x to the second power times, dx. So dx is what? Dx is du. Now in our case here, over 3 over 2 square root of x plus 2x. All right? So that's what we have now. So integral of this whole thing. So what's going to happen? This is just the same thing as this one here. Okay? So we'll be able to simplify this, and then we end up with n. This is then equal to 2. And then also, let's not forget, this one's supposed to be u, right? So this one now supposed to be u. Okay? The bottom piece, square root of x to the third power plus x to the second power is u. This is how we set it up. Okay? So you got to be careful. Okay? So then we continue here. So it's 2 integral of what? So the integral of 1 over u times du. Okay? So if this is what we get, so now we got to find the integral of 1 over u, and we know that. So that will give us ln of absolute value of u. So that means we have 2 here times ln of absolute value of u plus c. And what is u? U is back to be this one here. So equals to 2, then ln of absolute value of square root of x to the third power plus x to the second plus c. Okay, c because we're dealing with an indefinite integral. Okay? Then this is just the same thing, or this is 2, then ln of square root x to the third power plus x to the second power plus c. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now finished. All right? So this is it. It's not difficult. It's just a matter of now, because now you know whenever you see problems like this, now it goes quicker. All right? Now you know, so then it goes quicker afterwards. All right? Thank you.